Today's daf is daf-yomi-bava-kamah. We're going to begin Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says, an ox that killed the Eved Kanani unintentionally, pater mishleshim shkalim, the owner is pater from paying the fine of 30 shkalim. Shenemar, as it says, kesef shleshim shkalim yitin ladenu, he shall give to their master 30 shekels of silver, asher yisakol, and the ox shall be stoned. Calls asher b'skila, habaylim shalom shleshim shkalim, which tells us that whenever the ox is chayav to be killed by stoning, the owner has to pay the 30 shkalim's compensation. Ein asher b'skila, if the ox is not chayav to be killed by stoning, if it killed shlei b'kavana, ein habaylim shalom shleshim shkalim, the owner does not pay 30 shkalim. Amar Rabbi says, Sheshem is ben cheder shlei b'kavana, with regards to an ox that killed a ben cheder, a free man, unintentionally, pater mikefer, is pater from being kefer. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, asher yisakol v'gam ba'olav yumas. The Torah says the ox shall be stoned, and its owner also should be put to death. Im kefer yishasal alav, if a ransom is laid on him. Calls asher b'skila b'aylam shalom b'kefer, which tells us whenever the ox is chayav to be killed by stoning, the owner pays ransom. Ein asher b'skila, ein b'aylam shalom b'kefer. However, if the ox is not chayav to be killed by stoning, the owner does not pay ransom. Baya is a shadow to Rabbi's statement from the Mishnah. Hey, Misheri is plainly. If a person says, my ox killed so and so, a Sheri shall plainly, or my ox killed the ox of so and so, as a Masham pi atzmei, the owner pays based on his own heidah. Now, this cannot be referring to payment of a knas, as we know, made of a knas is pater. So it must be referring to payment of which one can render himself chayav through admission. My love kefer. Here it's referring to the payment of ransom. If so, this proves that payment of ransom is not dependent on whenever the ox is chayav to be killed by stoning, as the ox cannot be killed based on its owner's admission alone. So my answer is late. No, it's referring to it's referring to payment of the monetary value of the victim. Although he's not chayav to pay kefer, as the ox is not killed, nevertheless, since by his own admission, his ox caused damage, he is chayav to pay that, which is... So Abaya now challenges this answer, if it's referring to the value of the victim. Let's look at the later clause in the Mishnah. Hamis Shayli, as obviously planning. A person admits, my ox killed the Eved Kanani of so-and-so, is not paid based on his own admission. And if you claim the Mishnah is referring to the value of the victim, am I late? So why should he not pay? So I could have answered you by saying that the first case, which discusses the ox killing a ben cheder, is referring to the value of the victim. And the later clause which relate to the ox gor's slaves, referring to payment of the 30 shkalim, is a knas. But I'll not answer you with a forced answer. Instead, I'll answer as follows. Both this clause and the last clause refers to the value of the victim. But there's a distinction between the two cases. Ben cheder in the Mishal gave up the regard to an ox killing a free man, there is a scenario where the owner pays ransom based on his own admission. What are the circumstances? If witnesses came and testified that the ox killed a free man and is therefore chayav to be killed by stoning, but they did not know whether it was a tam or a mu'ud. Too. As the owner said it was a mu'ud, the Mashal Kefer Piatzmei, as the owner says that it was a Mashal Kefer Piatzmei. When there's no witnesses, Mashal Dom pays Dom. Gabi Eved, with regards to an ox of slave, Hashem Mashal Knas Piatzmei, where one does not pay a knas based on his own admission. What are the circumstances where one would be chayav to pay this fine due to his own admission? They also ate them Vasadi Bek Tiktal. Witnesses came to testify that the ox killed a slave. But they did not know whether it was a tama or wood. Omar Mari Muadu, as owner said it was a muad, the Mishtal Knasa Biatzmi does not pay a Knas on its own. There's no witnesses, it does not pay the value of the victim based on his own wish. Masad Rav Shmuel by Rabbi Shmuel raised the objection. The Brisa says as a culture chayav ben chayrin chayav be'eved and bekefer be'emisa. Any case where a person is chayav to pay for a chayrin is chayav to pay for a wood. Masad Rav Shmuel by Rabbi culture chayav ben chayrin ben bekefer be'emisa. Now, Kafer be'eved mi'ikah. Is there a case of Kafer be'eved? Al-Lavadam must be done. Now, so we see this poses a shayla on Rabbi's opinion that one is not chayav to pay the value of the victim for admitting his own killing of a slave. Ikad other said in this. He asked the shayla and he resolved the shayla. Ikad there are those who say, Rabbi says something that Kol shechayav ben chayrin b'kavan al pe'edim Kafer chayav be'eved knas. Any scenario a person is got to be ransom or is accidentally a free man, or it's courted intentionally based on the testimony of his witnesses, he has to be a fine for his own slave. If where does Rabbi know that he does not pay the value of the victim, we started the fire intentionally. So if you say you learned how could you kafir slave ever some of the nisavim chayav ever kafir slave do some of the nisavim potter. We see that we learned this if a person at the night heap of grain and there was a goat bound to an item adjacent, then there was a slave adjacent to the bound, they were burnt. Heap of grain is chayav. If the slave is bound to it, in addition to that they burnt it too. Apparently there's no liability even if you unintentionally where the slave death. We're going to add the mother of the slave directly. The commonly without because he receives a greater punishment. It applies the strictness of the fire is considered a wood with regards to consuming both something that is fitting or something that's not fitting. This would seem to support Rabbi's opinion that there's no liable to pay the value of an unintentional victim of fire. Maybe it taught one distinction and made another. Rather, Rabbi himself had a shayla. If a person burns another to death unintentionally with his fire, does he pay the value of the victim or not? Do we see that it's specifically with regard to the death caused by an ox where it was done unintentionally, he pays ransom? But with regards to fire, even though this is by shir, even though it's not kafer, but nevertheless, also by fire, also I forgot the one kafer, maybe you should pay the value in any event. And we do not know the solution, and therefore take go. With regards to Rabbi's statement that for an ox that killed a person unintentionally, one is pater from paying kafer, the Gemara relates, kafer. It would have been sufficient for the Pasuk to say kafer, matam im kafer. What does it say im kafer? The Rabbi's kafer shel bekavana teaches kafer shel bekavana, kafer bekavana. Well, I'd rather add the eved nami, eved nami matam im eved. I was never shel bekavana kafer bekavana. Achidem machanami omer shel b'shirshim is eved shel bekavana patam shel mishkalim. Only Bava Kamah, you're asking, you're sending a statement from man against the statement of another man. It could be that although Rish Lakish says that he is pater, Rechon holds that he is chayiv. Because Rechon Evan Matam Leimer im Eved, I was ever shel bekavana kaver bekavana. Rish Lakish nami Eved im Eved leidarish kafer. Rish Lakish nami nema mid Eved im Eved leidarish kafer nami leidarish. Amri said loy. No, this is not a valid comparison. Eved im Eved leidarish. Kafer darish. Maishna Eved im Eved leiksiv. Maishna Eved. Why is the term Eved im Eved leiksiv came to Tashlumin? Kafer ksiv came to Tashlumin. What's the difference? The term slave, and if a slave is not written with liability of payment as stated. Rather, the presentation of the ox with the ox scores a slave. Therefore, the use of the word if is warranted, by contrast the term a ransom, and if a ransom written with liability of payment is stated. Therefore, the extra if lends itself into interpretation that include liability to a ransom in the case when the killing was unintentional. Which says the same in the case where the ox killed a boy or an ox killed a girl. Whether it was born a son or a son or a daughter, the deemed the owner liable for the death of minors just as for adults. This could be derived through a din. Since that there rather is a person liable to receive court-imposed capital punishment for killing another person, a similar renders an ox liable to be killed by a person. So, the Torah renders a person liable for killing a person, and the Torah there's no difference between the contract of them after Shechir Shabbat let the Chalgman Ben Tanam the Gnelim. So too there should be no difference with regard to between minors and adults. So furthermore, Kavachemer, it could be a further Kavachemer Ma'adam Badam in the case of a person killing another person. Also, but Tanam which the Torah does not render minors entirely like adults with regard to this act, as much as minors are exempt from liability from killing. But nevertheless, nevertheless, it renders a person liable for merely killing minors as well as adults. So, Sherbo Adam, in the case of the ox killing a person, should also be Tanam Kigdenim, with the Torah does render small oxen like large ones with regard to this act. That's not logical that the Torah renders it chayav for killing minors just as killing adults. Why is it necessary the Torah for the pasuk that teaches halacha? So, where it says, like, if you say by a person who kills another person is chayav, even when the victim is a minor, this may be due to the extra severity in the case of a human. One person is chayav in four types distinct time reshaying. This is bashir and chayav, which is not chayav in four things. The first says a ben yigach, a basigach. The third says that whether it is born a son or is born a daughter, the chayav rather the chayav for minors as well as adults. In the other way, that I only learned this with the rest of them with Tam and I, what I know from Tam. The Rice asks, Dino, it's a logical thing. Of the Ish for Isha, since the Torah renders not chayav to be killed for killing a man or a woman, a chiyav, ben ubas and likewise renders liable to be killed for killing a boy or a girl. Ma kishachiyav Ish for Isha. Just as in regards to Ish for Isha, they're collective in Talmud wood, there's no difference in Talmud wood. After Shechiv and Bas, so too, when the renders are now started to be killed, killing a person or a girl, so the attack has been down wood, doesn't make a difference between a town and wood. Right, furthermore, to be inferred, the Ma'ish, the Isha, that with regards to a man and a woman, there's powers diminished with regards to damages because adults who cause damage are liable to pay. And later selected in town and wood, it does not differentiate between town and wood. Benu Bas. So, whose power is enhanced with regards to damages. It's unlogical you should differentiate between the town and wood. Right, says Amris, you can say that you cannot use a kavachim to be stringent. You should be stringent with regards to an innocent, which is relatively lenient to matter. Right. Furthermore, there's another reason to reject this earlier opinion. If you say that a town is tied to be killed for killing a man or woman, they're obligated to observe the mitzvahs, which gives them importance. Then Rebbe Abbas, does that mean with regards to the same, with regards to a boy or a girl, for example, from mitzvahs? Therefore, the pasuk says, "A ben yigach, a bas yigach." There is whether it's born a son or it's born a daughter. Which means goring a tam and to the goring of a muid are both the goring that causes death and to the goring that causes injury. In all cases, the owner of the ox is chayav even if the ox causes a minor.